Are you a woman over 60? Do you sometimes feel almost invisible? Not sick, not broken, just unseen. Today, we're talking about 5 simple steps to rebuild your confidence, whether or not you have a partner right now. And no, it's not about your body failing you. It's about something else entirely. Here's what's interesting. There are 2 reasons women feel this way after 60. Everyone already knows the first reason. Almost nobody talks about the second one. And the second reason is actually the one you can fix the fastest. Starting this week, I'm Dr. William Harrison. Stay with me because I'm going to explain both. Why does this usually show up around this age specifically? It's rarely just one big moment. It's more like a few quiet changes stacking up at once. Maybe the kids finally moved out and the house got quiet. Maybe you retired and a part of your identity went with that job. Maybe your body changed enough that you started avoiding mirrors a little. None of these things alone would cause this feeling. Together, they quietly do. I want to tell you about a woman I'll call Diane. Diane is 64. She raised 2 kids. She built a career. She's been married for over 30 years. From the outside, her life looks full and happy. But around age 58, something changed inside her. She stopped feeling like a woman who could be wanted. She started feeling like a woman who just existed, present at dinner, present at family events, but quietly absent from her own sense of self. She told me once, "I didn't disappear overnight. I think I disappeared so slowly that I didn't notice. Then one day I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself." She said it almost like she was confessing something she'd never told anyone before. She wasn't talking about wrinkles. She was talking about a feeling. The feeling that the world had quietly stopped seeing her as someone who could be desired. And worse, she had started to believe it too. That's the part that hurt the most. If that sounds familiar, hit subscribe now, because this is exactly the kind of honest conversation this channel is for. I also want you to know something important. You're not alone, and you're not imagining this. So many women carry this exact feeling quietly without ever saying it out loud to a single person. I want to mention one more woman, very quickly. I'll call her Helen. She lost her husband at 61, after 38 years together. She told me the hardest part wasn't the grief itself. It was what came quietly after the grief. A feeling that her own sense of desire had died too, along with that chapter of her life. She felt almost guilty for even wanting to feel desirable again, like it was somehow disrespectful to his memory, like that part of her was supposed to stay closed forever. If you don't have a partner right now, this video is still for you. The inner work is almost the same either way, and it doesn't require anyone else to begin. Let's look at the real numbers for a second, because they might surprise you. A major U.S. study on aging found that most people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s still see sexuality as an important part of life. Many stayed sexually active well into their later years, and most still wanted closeness and touch. Even the women in the study who weren't sexually active still said they cared about feeling close to someone. That single fact alone says a lot about how this part of us actually works. Desire doesn't just switch off the day you turn 60. So if desire is still there for most people, why do so many women feel like theirs disappeared completely? This brings us to the 2 reasons I mentioned at the start. Reason 1 is biological. After menopause, your hormones change. This can affect your energy, your mood, and physical comfort a little. You've probably already heard about this part. The creams, the vitamins, the supplements everyone talks about online. It's real, but it's actually the smaller piece of this puzzle for most women. Reason 2 is the one nobody talks about. It's cultural and it's quiet, but it's powerful. Think about it for a second. How often do you see a woman over 60 shown as desirable in a movie, an ad, or a love story? Almost never, right? Younger women are everywhere in these stories. Women your age are almost completely missing from them. Open any skincare ad and you'll see what I mean. The model is almost always young, even when the product is made specifically for women over 50. When you never see women who look like you treated as desirable, your brain quietly learns a lesson without you even noticing. It learns this: people like me don't get to feel that way anymore. That's not your fault, and it's not a flaw in you. That's decades of messaging working exactly the way it was designed to work. It's a bit like growing up in a house where nobody ever told you that you were smart. Eventually, you start believing it yourself, even if it was never true. And here's the part that matters most. Once you believe that message, it doesn't just change how others see you. It changes how you see yourself, every single day. That's the real wound underneath all of this. Not your body. Your belief about your body. Here's a common mistake I see women make at this point. They try to fix this feeling with a new cream, a new outfit, a new product. And sometimes that helps for a moment, but it never lasts, because the real problem was never about a missing product. It's about a missing belief, and no cream can fix a belief. The good news is that beliefs can change, and they often change faster than people expect, sometimes in just a few weeks of small, simple practice. I also want to clear something up before we go further. This isn't about chasing youth, and it's not about trying to look younger. That's a different goal, and honestly, it's not a very useful one. This is about something much simpler. Feeling like yourself again, fully, in the body you actually have right now, at the age you actually are. So let's get into it. Here are 5 simple steps to rebuild your confidence, whether or not you have a partner right now. Step 1. Notice the messages around you. For 1 week, just pay attention. Notice every time you see aging treated as something to hide or apologize for. In ads, in conversations with friends, even in your own little jokes about yourself, like calling yourself old and tired without even thinking about it. You're not trying to change anything yet. You're just becoming aware of it. Most women are honestly shocked at how many of these messages they absorb in a single day without realizing it. Once you start noticing them, they slowly lose their power over you. Step 2. Practice body neutrality. Forget trying to love every single part of your body right away. That can feel like pressure, and pressure usually backfires and creates more shame instead of less. Instead, try this each morning. Look in the mirror and simply notice what your body has done for you over the years, without judging how it looks today. Say something simple like, "These hands raised my children," or "These legs carried me through decades of life." This isn't about forcing happy feelings you don't have. It's about quieting that harsh inner voice, little by little, day by day. Step 3. Reconnect with pleasure, with no pressure attached. This step gets skipped the most, and it might be the most important one of all. Pleasure through your senses doesn't need a partner present at all. Take a warm shower and actually notice the water on your skin instead of rushing through it. Wear soft fabric that feels good against your body, not just whatever's practical or easy. Light a candle and notice the scent for a moment. Even something as small as a cup of tea you actually slow down for counts. These small moments quietly teach your nervous system something simple. Your body is still here for pleasure, not just for chores and tasks. Step 4. Practice saying what you need out loud. If you have a partner, this could be one honest sentence, nothing more. Something like, "I miss feeling desired," or even just, "Can we hold each other tonight?" No agenda, just that. You don't need a long, heavy conversation. One honest sentence is enough to start something real. If you don't currently have a partner, practice this with a close friend instead, or even in a private journal. This isn't really about romance specifically. It's about building the simple muscle of saying your needs without shame attached to them. That muscle helps in every part of your life, not only this one. Step 5. Find people who talk about this openly. So much of this loneliness comes from feeling like you're the only one going through it. You're not even close. So many women feel exactly the same way and simply never say it out loud to anyone. This is exactly why I want you to leave a comment below right now. Just reading a few honest comments from other women your age can do more for your confidence than any product on the market ever could. Before we move on, let me mention 3 small things that quietly keep women stuck on all 5 of these steps. First, trying to do everything at once. Pick just one step to start, not all 5 together. Second, expecting it to feel comfortable right away. It usually feels a little awkward at first, and that's actually completely normal. Third, giving up after one try because nothing changed instantly. Give each step a real week or 2 before deciding if it's working for you. And one more thing, gently. It's okay if this feels strange at first. It's okay if you laugh a little at yourself talking to a mirror, or feel silly lighting a candle just for you. That awkward feeling isn't a sign you're doing it wrong. It's just a sign you're doing something new after a long time of not doing it at all. How do you know it's actually working? It's usually small things at first. You catch an old thought mid-sentence and stop it. You spend an extra minute in the shower without rushing. You say one honest sentence out loud that you would have swallowed before. None of these feel huge in the moment, but added together, over weeks, they add up to something real. Now, how long does all of this actually take? Here's roughly what to expect in simple terms. In the first week or 2, you'll start noticing old beliefs the moment they happen. By week 3 or 4, that harsh inner voice usually gets quieter on its own. Around week 6, the small pleasure practices start to feel natural instead of awkward or strange. The honest conversation step, step 4, is usually the slowest one for most women, often 8 weeks or more, simply because it's the most vulnerable. That's completely normal, and it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. This isn't an overnight fix, and I want to be honest with you about that. Anyone who promises you instant results on something this deep isn't telling you the truth. But this work is real, and it sticks once it lands. Women who stay consistent describe feeling like themselves again, often for the first time in years. Here's what this actually looked like for Diane in real life, not in theory. She started small. She noticed one ad a day that made her feel invisible. Just one. She said one true thing to her reflection each morning, even when she didn't fully believe it yet. She took longer showers on purpose just for herself. Around week 5, she said one honest sentence to her husband that she had been holding in for years. None of it was dramatic. All of it added up. Let's go back to Diane for a second. Months into this work, she told me something I'll never forget. She said, "I stopped waiting to feel desirable again. I started practicing feeling like myself again instead. And somehow, the desirable part came back on its own, without me forcing it." That's the part our culture gets completely backwards. We're told confidence comes after the right body, or the right partner, or the right age. The truth is usually the exact opposite of that. The inner work comes first. Everything else tends to follow from there, almost naturally. And Helen, the woman I mentioned earlier, she told me something similar months later. She said wanting to feel desirable again wasn't disloyal to her husband's memory at all. It was simply her, quietly coming back to life. So here's what I want you to do right now, before you go. Leave a comment with one honest word describing how this stage of life feels for you lately. Invisible, hopeful, lonely, curious, whatever word fits you. There's no wrong answer here at all, and reading other women's comments will make you feel a lot less alone in this. And if even one part of this video hit home for you, share it with a friend who might need to hear it too. This shouldn't have to stay a private, quiet shame. It should be something we talk about openly, without apologizing for it. You are not past the point of feeling confident, wanted, or fully yourself. This stage of life isn't an ending to who you are. For so many women, it's actually the beginning of finally defining desire on their own terms, without needing anyone else's permission to feel it. Think about it this way. You spent decades taking care of everyone else's needs first. Your kids, your career, your marriage, maybe even your aging parents. This stage of life can finally be about something different. It can be about you, quietly coming back to yourself, one small, honest moment at a time. You don't need to fix everything this week. You just need to start with one small step, today, and let the rest follow at its own pace. That's really all this comes down to. Small, honest, repeated moments, not one big dramatic change. Subscribe if you want more honest, simple conversations like this one. I'll see you in the next video.